Hello, hello. Hello. Hey, how are you? I'm just... let me know if you can hear me. It's the first time, so I must be really bad in streaming, so... oh, yeah. Nice. Perfect. And do the video quality is good, or? Because I'm trying this tool called Restream because I want to stream on my YouTube channel plus Twitch. Not sure if this work on YouTube. Perfect. Okay, let me just fix YouTube because it looks like it don't work and I'm starting right now. Okay, YouTube looks like it works. Perfect. So yeah, so why do I stream is because my plan is really like to build an app from scratch using React Native, where I'm gonna build like a podcast app. The goal of this podcast app is just finally that's gonna be for my own use. So everything I'm gonna put there is really because that's the feature I want inside a podcast app. So I listen a lot of podcasts, maybe 3 hours each day. And so I've started with the Apple Podcast app. It was really great. So the issue about the Apple Podcast app. So one sec. So here, the Apple Podcast app. What I like about this one was the fact that first you don't need to install. So, but one of the things also is the fact that like you can mark as play a podcast. After that, I've figured out that Overcast was much better because the sound was better because you can put the sound like the voice clearer. But also I figured out that it was much better because you can also kind of trim space and stuff like that and add a playlist. So this is the thing I did really like, is the fact that I can make a playlist, example, watch later, something like that. The issue with the Apple Podcast is the fact that I need to download all of them and I don't remember which one I want to listen later, because I like the fact that I set podcast right now, but maybe tomorrow I'm gonna want to listen to this and not right now. So with Apple Podcast, I forget it. So the Overcast have this playlist, but they didn't have this mark as play, and it's really big for me because when I listen to a podcast 6 months ago and I come back and I'm like, oh, this one looks pretty nice, but I'm not sure if I have listened to it. I need to start to listen to it, and after maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes, I remember some of the stuff, and now I know this one was already played. So that's one of the issue. But it's not to be against Overcast. I really love it. That's the one I use every day, but I don't like the UI. After that, another one I did try was Castro. So Castro, it's another iOS podcast app. Is really great. Like, it's the most beautiful one, like in terms of UI. But you cannot mark as play again. Plus, if you want to start to trim space and stuff like that, now you need to pay, and this is not really something I want to do. So that's why what I want to do, it's the feature I want us to build is going to be the fact that I want to be able to mark as play. I want to be able to subscribe to a podcast. I want to be able to get notification when new podcasts came from my subscription. After that, one thing I want is the fact that I can create playlists. I can also like or dislike an episode. And the thing I want is kind of a nice UI. And I want also, hi Diego, how are you? So, and for those who may be on Twitch and don't know why I say hi Diego, it's because I have this thing here. It's Restream. So because I'm doing both Twitch and YouTube, that's why. So Diego, it's from YouTube and the other from Twitch. So nice UI. And after that, what I want also is I want to be able to run that in the background. And maybe later, later, I want to be able to maybe have CarPlay. In React Native, I found like pretty nice package for doing this. So that's the thing we're gonna see. So for those who ask what we're gonna use, so for the navigation, we're gonna use React Navigation. Version 5 came out like I think 2-3 days ago. We're gonna use it. After that, the thing I want to use is gonna be React Native player. I think that was this one. So this React Native track player at the background mode. Also, it came with hooks, and that's the kind of stuff I really want because now I'm gonna use hook and it's already set up for me. Plus, I feel it's much better in Google than the iOS one, but they are really good for both. And the fact that the background mode is really important. After that, for the design, I'm gonna use my own package, so React Native Design Utility. We're gonna use TypeScript. I cannot live without that now. So if I don't use TypeScript, some people are gonna say if you use TypeScript, it's gonna be slower. But for me, it's the inverse because now the types really help me. For those who ask maybe where I'm gonna get the podcast, it's Apple have iTunes API. So they have this API like that where you can search for podcasts and things like that. And so I've done some of this search already. What I need to do for that, the only issue I do have with those is the fact that so iTunes gonna give us back the JSON, so everything is perfect for that. We're gonna get the JSON of all the podcasts and everything. The issue is the fact then after that you kind of need to use the RSS. So now that's gonna become like XML when you want to get the information. So now I'm gonna need to parse XML. I think right now what I'm gonna do, it's yes, it will be available to watch later. Yes, I'm gonna put the video if I'm able to YouTube on my YouTube channel. So, and I'm gonna create a playlist for that. Oh. No, you don't need. From what I see, like I didn't even need my ID or something like that. It's really open, so I don't remember to have put an API key or something like that. Hello. Hello Master Joy, but I'm not sure what this thing means. I think it's hello. I think it's Chinese, I'm not sure. So, yeah. And about the design, so as a good, so I'm really bad in design, but as a good designer told me one day, copy. So if I search for podcasts, I've done some search. One of them I did like was this one, and this one. So the UI gonna look surely like this one. The thing I did like on this one was the like the text, like this dark black right there. Everything is white like that. Plus, I like the kind of spacing, and I also like this kind of categories where you have this light blue and dark blue, light purple, everything. After that, the other one is this one. The thing I did really like is this kind of wave at the top. Yeah, that was a really good one. And one sec, I'm gonna just I need to give this link to someone. Yeah, so as you can see, this one is really like the top wave. I really like it. After that, another one I did look was this, and this one, I think that's the one I feel is much more complete. What I mean by that, it's if you look at the top and you look here, the card, I really like it. After that, you have the search. And this is something I forget to say. Inside my feature, what I want is to be able to search a podcast, but also search inside a podcast a certain episode. So what I mean by that, it's in Apple, you search, but it's like the global searching stuff. So if you want to search for a certain episode, it's going to be hard. Overcast, you can search an episode inside a podcast, and I feel this thing is really important. So when the user look at the podcast screen, we're gonna maybe show something like this little search, and yeah, and you see here, just because I don't want to buy that, I'm gonna get some ID, but it's not gonna be a copy and paste. You see this download tab. I think that's gonna be like what we want. We want to be able to have the list of the downloads, so the user is gonna be able to swipe left to remove them, but also it's gonna be able to see those in progress. And you see here the search. So that was one of the thing. I like this idea about search inside those you have already downloaded. And another thing I did like about this one was, so if you ask also, are you gonna build like a notification and stuff like that? Yes, because the plan later is to be able to sync between device. So maybe later I'm gonna have like a React front-end app where that's gonna be the same pattern, where we're gonna have audio and everything. And so you're gonna be able to sync where you did stop from the web page to your device. Plus, if you are like almost everyone who buy like a new cell phone each 2-3 years, you're gonna be able to sync all your stuff. But for that, we're gonna surely need to build a backend. And this backend, not sure yet, but I maybe think that's gonna be a Golang plus GraphQL, or maybe Node. I'm not quite sure yet, but the thing I did like about the Golang stuff is because, like I told you, all the RSS, it's XML. Golang stuff, you can put your tags as XML and transform that to your struct, and it's really simple. They have already made everything to make it easy to work with JSON in XML. Plus, the GraphQL GQL is awesome. So yeah, so if no one have question, I'm gonna start. So that's gonna be the command I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna use npx, so this way I don't need to install React Native inside. And I think now it's the command React Native told you to use. And no, I'm not gonna use expo for this one because I need some package expo don't provide. Example, if I want to use CarPlay later, I'm gonna need to inject, and I don't want to eject. After that, I'm gonna init. I'm gonna name it podcast. The template is gonna be React Native template TypeScript because they're gonna do the TypeScript for me. I don't need to set up everything. And as you can see, everything is from scratch. So the plan, I think, for this first day is gonna be to set up React navigation, set up the basic stuff, set up my theme, and just like put the 4 tabs and thing like that. And now I get an error. And what is the error? So okay. Okay, so that's the error. So nice live stream stuff. We have already an error. Just remember to uninstall. Okay, so I need to uninstall React-Native CLI. Oh yeah, I think I still have it. So npm uninstall the g React-Native CLI. Okay, and after that I need to install globally this thing. So so yarn add yarn global add React-Native community CLI. But the thing is, I think this one was because he did, yeah, so that was okay. I'm gonna check. Maybe you also need to run, yeah, I don't think I need to install that. npx in your existing React Native. Can you try? Okay, yeah, that's the thing we're gonna do. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop that. So now, right now, I have nothing. I'm gonna delete the podcast. And now what I want to do is the same npx stuff, but we say dash ignore existing init. Okay, I think we should be good. Diego, yes. This is what I think I'm gonna use. I think that's the one right now. I feel more confident. Okay, looks like it's good. So for those who ask why I do have this error already, when I work with React Native every day, it's because every day right now we use Expo. I love Expo, but for this app, I don't want to use Expo. Okay, you should be good. So as you can see, I told you that's going to be from scratch, so we need to wait the dependency. Right now I'm using WebStorms, and I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna still use it. Oh, it's not crazy. Just because sometimes WebStorm take like 1.2 gigabyte of memory, and because I'm doing live streaming, it's not the best thing. So now if I cd the podcast, I should be able to say npx React Native run iOS. You know, that's gonna open that in my iPhone 11. I don't gonna open Android. In this live stream, what we're gonna do, it's we're gonna fix the Android issue after that. The reason is because I cannot open Android Studio Plus this thing. I have only 16 gigabyte of RAM, and it's not the best machine I have right now, so I'm gonna make it like that. If you have any question, also you can don't hesitate to ask. I'm open to answer everything. Hope that's gonna work. So don't ask again. I remember I told that already, so should be good. So yeah, so that's gonna be I think 61 React Native 61, and in React Native 61 we're gonna add the hot refresh. And it's awesome. The only issue, that was an issue before. It just long to start the first time. Okay, so and I think I'm gonna rename the podcast here to be rename, not refactor. Where is my rename? Okay. I'm gonna stay like that for now, and I'm gonna change it later. And now, start. Hey, Sarah. Okay. So we have already a bug, and I think now it's because I don't have the start. So that was this React Native start. So here that should be your start. Now we should be good. Perfect. Just to make sure the hot refresh work, if I go there and I change my debug, so this text to be a debug with 3. Perfect. So the hot refresh work, everything looks like it work. They put some ESLint stuff where they already have done the TypeScript ESLint. That's perfect. Everything is already TypeScript. We have our TS config and they put all those commands. Perfect. We have prettier. So bracket spacing false, single quotes true, training comma. That's what I want. Git ignore, they must have done everything. IDEA, that's perfect. This is what we need because we use a JetBrains product. After that, we have the iOS and Android stuff, and also we have our tests, who I think if I run it, it's gonna work. So if the tests work, perfect. So one thing I want to see, I don't know why this terminal is open. Okay, one thing I want to see, it's if I go to CD podcast, do I have this .git? No, perfect. So they don't make the git. So now if we have that. So and shoot. So now this .ida is gonna be there. So I'm gonna need to have a git ignore. And inside this git ignore, I'm gonna put this .ida. Okay, perfect. So now I can add. Okay. Okay, git commit, initial commit. Perfect, now we can start. So the first library I'm gonna install is gonna be mine. So my React Native design utility is gonna be the simplest one because that's the one I make, so I remember what to do. Do I'm in the podcast? No. Look, I didn't make it. So this design utility, where I'm gonna make use of it, it's gonna be kind of like Tailwind if you do web. And the beauty of this one, what I like about that, it's I'm gonna be able to really get fast. And I want to run that to be able to have my team. And I cannot init. Shoot. So that's a thing I did forget to do because of my new build. So that's a thing I'm gonna need to fix in this package. Because I know what to do, I'm gonna just copy this theme. I'm gonna say raw, copy that, and I'm gonna make that. So I'm gonna create a new folder called src, and I'm gonna create another one called constant inside my podcast. And this one I'm gonna put in my constant I'm gonna put a file called theme.ts, and I'm gonna paste everything out there. So finally, it's the basic theme that should have worked, but now it looks like I break my library with the theme. So I'm not a good open source developer, looks like. So now I have my theme. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna remove everything, okay? So inside that, I'm gonna remove everything. I don't gonna need that, and that. I don't gonna need nothing from the new app screen. Also, I don't know why I have that. After that, the scroll view, all the text stuff, style stuff I don't need. And here what I'm gonna put is gonna be my theme utility provider. Here I need to pass it the theme, and that's gonna be the theme we import from the constant. And now here I can have my first box, who's gonna came from my package. Now if I refresh, okay, looks like it worked. And now just to make sure, bg red, and if I say flex 1, perfect, everything is working in this one. So the way this library works is going to be really simple. You use box, you pass the props you want. Red is going to mean the color red here. If I say example blue darker, that's going to give me blue darker like that. After that, the F is going to mean the flex, and you have so many things like MT and PX, example for padding horizontal, Y vertical and stuff like that. And for the theme, the way the spacing work, it's here for the text you have the spacing, so tight, normal, wide, and here the space for the container box. You have XS, so extra small, 8, 16. So I go with 8 variable. So I don't need any more this Tai Chi. Perfect. So hello, how are you? So for the first commit we did add. So add React-Native Design Utility. Perfect. This one's gonna work. Looks okay. Perfect. Declare var. So I think this one was for TypeScript. You know what? For now, I think I'm gonna just. So Hermes, for those who ask, it's for the Android. So they update the Android, I think JavaScript stuff, and they use the Hermes new thing. So now, so one thing is done. After that, I want to install the React navigation. So first thing we need is to install the native. So this library, so yarn add React navigation native. And now we're gonna yes, they're gonna be uploaded to YouTube if I'm able. I think I make my OBS to record, and I think also YouTube do this by default if you stream them there. So, but yes, I'm gonna try to do this. Okay, so this library we will install. To front-end installation, let's also install and configure dependency. So if I don't use that, I need. So because they use now React Native Mask View, Save Area Context, React Native Screen, and Animated, I need to also add those things. After that, we're gonna surely need to from React. So you don't need to run React Native link. To complete the linking, make sure you have CocoaPod install. I do have. So now what I need to do, it's a cd iOS, and I need to run pip-pod install. Pod, perfect. After that, to finalize, go to your app build So Android app build Gradle, so app build Gradle, and I need to add those. So to finalize, add the following two lines to the dependency section. So dependency section looks like it's here. After that, even if I'm not using the Android stuff right now, just because I don't want to forget, so that's why I'm doing this. After that, I need to go to the main activity. And I need to add those three below that. And I need to also add this override, where I'm gonna now remove all that, like that. Okay. Then add at the top of your file or your entry, so index.js. So now I can close that, and that's gonna be inside our index. So here I need to do at the top, and I don't need this one. So now should be good. Hey Jason. Yeah, so if I remember how you do this, and you need to say npx React-Native run iOS. By doing this, they're gonna it's almost like if you build from the Xcode. So now they're gonna link. And the reason why I did install also React Navigation first is because, as you see, we need so many dependency. And if that break, I can restart or yeah, so looks like it worked now. The way to test that, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna already work with the navigation. So I'm gonna add navigation folder. Inside my navigation folder, I'm gonna add a route.ts. So this route here is gonna be where I'm gonna put all my routes, because I hate string. When you use string, you make typo. Trust me, you're gonna make typo, even if you just use it 2-3 times. So by making everything already just in one place, your string, that's gonna be perfect. So what we want as a route, if we look back to the podcast one, you see, I want this home, I want library. For the search, I don't gonna need that because we're gonna have it at the top. We need download, and yeah, I think this is what I want. So I want home, I want library, so that's gonna be the one you already subscribe. I want the download, so download. And I want, I don't know, it's just because I know we want 4 tab. I don't want to have an app with 3 tab, it looks weird. And I'm gonna say profile. For now, I mean, it's okay. So my prettier don't work. Path to prettier package. P, where is my prettier? So S, okay, so looks like they don't sort by name. Oh yeah. P, so O, P, pretty. Looks, you know what? I'm pretty sure it's not even installed. Yeah, it's there. Don't know if I run it. Yeah, now it works. Okay. Don't know why WebStorm didn't find it. I maybe think the issue is the fact that it's almost like one of the first time where I don't use the top package for that, but it's okay. So now what I want to do, Now I have my route, I have my navigation. Now here I'm gonna write my tab. That's gonna be a component, so tab navigation. Not TSX, because it's gonna be a component. Because if you ask why now that's gonna become a component, it's now if you look tab navigation, look here. So first thing we need that. Another package already. Button tabs, because that's the one we want. After that, what we want is this thing. So we want to import React from React. Also, I want this create button tab navigator. Sure, I can go over to allow the dark mode. I think for the the first iteration we're gonna go just to the light version, but we're gonna add that for sure. I think now it's you need it. Okay, and now you're gonna see you see there. Now the way that works, it's now you create your tab. And after that, here I'm gonna const tab navigation. So this thing now is gonna become a React FC, so for functional component. And now here I can return a tab. Here that's gonna be navigator. I'm here like that. Now you need tab.screen. Here you can pass a name. The name I'm gonna use the routes home. So the first one's gonna be home. And now I'm gonna need those components. So I'm gonna create another directory called component. And for each component, they're gonna have a folder. And for each one of them, they're gonna have a file. And I'm gonna make this one good, and that's gonna be copy and paste for the other. So box, I want a F1, and this one's gonna be BG red for now, and text home screen, or maybe not even a BG, we don't need that, but I'm gonna want to center the home screen, and the text come from this one. And after that, I want to export default the home screen like that. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna create a new file, download screen.tsx, paste that, change download screen. After that, I'm gonna copy this one, library screen, library screen. Copy and profile screen.tsx, profile screen. Perfect. Now in my navigation, so my component here is going to be my home screen. After that, I want library to be the next one, so library screen. The third one's going to be my download, so download screen. And my arm's gonna be my profile. Here that's gonna be profile screen. Okay, looks good. And now after that, I can just export default my tab navigation. What is that? Hey, hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. If you have any kind of question, if you want me to re-go over over what we're gonna build, just let me know. Okay, I have the tab navigation now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start just with that. After that, I'm gonna create my main navigation. For my main navigation, I'm gonna need to import React. And here I'm gonna create main navigation. It's a React functional component. And what I want is this navigation container. I want to wrap my app with that. Where here I'm gonna have my tab navigation. Okay. And now I want to export that. To finally go inside my app.tsx. I want a box here, I think, because now main navigation. Okay. So everything's gonna break. And no, everything worked. Yeah. Okay. So, as you can see, now we have 4 tabs. This thing is good enough to have a commit for that, because we have done already a lot. I don't test Android. I'm gonna surely test that behind the scene. We have at that, perfect. So everything we can say here, it's we did add the React navigation and set up basic tab nav. Okay. If you want this repo link, it's this thing here. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Okay, so if you ask, Sarah is my girlfriend. So yeah, she liked to put some stuff on the chat. Now what I want to do, it's to have the icon stuff. Because right now it's gonna be boring like that. So we want to have some icon. So the way I want to work with that is gonna be, we want just basic UI first, add the functionality. After that, we go back to the UI and polishing everything. So what we're gonna do, it's we're gonna install the library called React-Native Vector Icon. So this thing is something almost everyone use. 12,000 stars. So finally it's 3,000 and more icon you can use. They are from all those things, and you can search for those you want from a vector icon like that, this website. One thing we need to do first in our case, it's to know which lib we want to add, because as you can see, you need to install each bundle set you need to use. So I try to always match my icon to become from the same bundle icon sets, so the app is smaller. So the way we're gonna work, I think, so end design, I'm not sure they have what I want. I don't even know what, so for the home, we want a home. What they have, so home, thing I like that. They had fun for the download one. Profile. And for my library, yeah, okay. So we're gonna search the one who have headphone. So add phone. So Feather. Material community. So we're gonna try with Feather. So Feather. Oops, not Feather. Okay, Feather. So Feather have the headphone we want. Also, we can use for the profile. They must have like a user. I really like the volume. Looks good. User, they have one ear. So we have user. We're gonna have the volume stuff because we're gonna need to have like the slider thing, stuff like that. They have the X, some stuff we use every day. Also for the trash gonna be good. Star for the rating stuff and favorite thing. That's perfect. Setting, that's one thing we want. Search, it's good. After that, so we have the profile. We have the download because that's gonna be the headphone. For the library, I would like something like kind of like a not sure what I want. So maybe this one I don't gonna put one yet. I'm gonna put like this thing for now. And for the home, they don't have a H. Nope. H is gonna be there. So layer L. No. Oh, H. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna use inbox. That's perfect. So we want Feather. That's gonna be the only one we're gonna install. So the way that works, we need to install that like that. So yarn add. Also, I need to make sure that I'm in the right folder. Okay. So I'm gonna need to open Xcode. Yeah. Some user, yeah. But because I just want this one, so I'm gonna go manually. Yeah. Okay. So I need to open. So cd iOS. I'm gonna open from my iOS. I want to open the workspace. Okay, so now what we need to do, finally we just need to drag and drop all the vector. So it's been a while since I did something like that. So I need to touch here. I need to go, so my podcast. After that here, I need to make sure then add to target. It's really so my podcast is, I'm gonna need to drag and drop that to my a group. So make sure your app is checked under add to target, and that create group is, if you want to, okay, edit info place and count. So this thing, it's easy. So this thing I remember. Or just one you want to your project. Make sure your app is checked under add to target. And drag the folder font or just the one you want to your project. Okay. Perfect. So, I think what I've searched is React-Native install vector icon. And I find an article, simple step to use it. Okay. And design use, create. Okay, But the thing is, if we go this way with the link, I'm pretty sure you install everything. And I don't care about Android right now. I remember I've seen. Yeah, but when you say so I know I need to drag that there. I just don't remember where I need to put them. Like I think I can create. Yeah, I think what I need to do is create a group here, and create a group called fonts. I think this is what I need to do, It's been a while since I did something like that. I think it's that I need to create a here. What the heck? Okay, fonts. And now I can drag something from here. Pretty sure it's something like that. Add file. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my node, React-Native vector icon. I want to open that. I want to open the, I think it's the this. This is not the this, This is add the folder font to your project. So what they want is the folder font. So they must hit folder font, and what we want is the feather one. So feather. This one. What just happened? Yeah. I hate doing this. That's the library I hate the most installing. So what did I modify? What the heck? You know what? I'm gonna just reset add hard. Okay, I'm gonna add back this library because I make a mistake. I'm gonna create here a group called font. And now from this one, perfect. Add to target podcast, finish. Now it's there. And now what I need to do is go to my info list and you go to your font. So here I should need to add a new one, a new key. So it's a font provided by application. And for this one I need to add here, you need to add the element you want. So now here that's gonna be feather.ttf. Okay, and now here I can just rerun npx run iOS. Okay, and now you use it just like that. Okay. Tab navigation. Now I think here we can have icon. Option. So tab navigation, add badge. So add badge to icon. So here it's the icon tab bar icon inside screen option. So option, and this one tab bar icon. This one's gonna be, you need to be just a component, So tab bar icon here need to be Okay, yeah, so I have a callback here and I need to return whatever I'm gonna make use. So here I'm gonna use feather icon from vector it's installed. I don't know why my JetBrains, my WebStorm don't like it. From feather, and now here that's gonna be feather, and for the name it's gonna be home. Yeah, it worked. I think I can put size. So what he don't like? Okay, I need the types. So yarn and -d. Oh, I'm gonna install that right now. So inside my package.json, what I like to install now, it's inside the script you add pus. I think it's pus install, and you do npx type sync. So if I remember now, I should just run yarn, and now that run type sync, and they're gonna add types to the library I do have. So you see, so here that was some library I didn't have the type, so now I can just, you need to rerun yarn to install it, and now that should be good. So, and because I use types npx, I don't need to install it in my machine. So now if I go back here, and now size, we're gonna see maybe 30. Yeah. Okay. So for now, we're gonna use this one. For the library that was age, that was next to the age stuff. So home, so we're gonna say inbox. After that, for the download, we want the headphone, so headphone. And phone, and for the profile, that's gonna be user. Oh yeah, should be good now. Perfect. Look awesome. So first thing here, I think we can say tab bar option, label, show label, we want false. We don't want to show the text. After that, 30, I think it's too big, so I'm gonna create here a constant. Not here, I'm gonna create inside my constant file, I'm gonna create a metric. Inside my constant folder, I'm gonna create a metric object where I'm gonna put everything, and I'm gonna say tab icon size. By default, we're gonna try to go with 24. So now here I can just replace all this 30 to be metric dot tab icon size. Looks good, okay, for now. And here, because right now we don't know which one is focus, so here looks like they have a focus, and I think they have a color, yeah, so you can get the color from here. So I can just put the color to be color like that, and here also. This one. Okay, now you see you have those color, but what we're gonna do as color is gonna be active thin color. It's gonna be from my theme. So I don't know why, but I like the kind of purple now. Hello. So for color right now, it's we're gonna use just those we have already. Maybe we can go with blue. So blue dark, yeah, blue dark. So when it's active, we want blue dark. And when it's not, what I want, it's gonna be a light gray. We can say gray lighter. To so light. Oh, green light, no, gray light. Okay, looks better, perfect. Sorry if this thing was painful. Now we should be good. It's installed. We good to go. So okay, for the home screen, I'm gonna just design the basic stuff, and I think. Yep. Yeah, we get. I mean, we're gonna have a social login and onboarding also. The thing is, so first thing, it's I want to do like the MVP stuff. For the MVP, I just want the app to work, and after that, we're gonna be able to log because I want to be able to sync. So I don't know if you was there when I did show my README. So that's the feature we want to have. And the sync stuff, like I just told to you, that's going to be later, where I want to be able to sync between devices because I don't want the user to be forced to create an account. But for sure, that's something I'm going to remember. Thank you to let me know. And I'm going to even put that right there in the README. Later, social logging and onboarding flow. Okay. So the one I did like. So what we want to create right now is just gonna be the row. And that was not the one. That was not the one. I think that was this one where you see this kind of row. So editor pick, I like that. Editor pick trending. I think I like it more than, but this one I like the big. Yeah, I think this thing have an ID. I think I have an ID. If I go with this one big and go with this one, go with round. No, I think I'm gonna try to do this kind of stuff and we can modify later. So the way I want it to work. So we're gonna have another box here. Right now we're gonna work pretty without Scrollview and things like that. So inside my box here, I'm gonna have another box. This one gonna have a direction row, and this box gonna have a width of, I don't know, for now 100 and a height of 100, and I want the border radius to be like 4, and I'm gonna put a BG of red. So you see it's there. Now if I have 3 times that, maybe we can go bigger. Perfect. After that, each of them, what I want is to have a margin right of small. Okay, and now this thing's gonna need to be a scroll view. Yeah. So for now, we're gonna use Scrollview. We can modify that to become a flat list later. It's vertical, horizontal. True. Now we can swipe. Here in my, I'm gonna wrap. So I'm gonna remove those, and I can wrap my scroll view inside another box like that. And this box for now, just because, okay, perfect. I don't want this stuff, so show horizontal false. Perfect. I want some more spacing, so it's just because right now we don't have an header. I can fake an header. I'm gonna say 100 here, like that. So now we have like this. After that, I would like here a text where I'm gonna say editor pics. After that, what I want, it's if I wrap all that inside another box, and this box here have px of small. I think it's now you're gonna cut here, huh? So this is not what we want. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Here I'm gonna add a SM, and I should drop this box here. Okay, and this one's gonna have a ml of small also. Okay. Okay, what happened now? No, it's not the box himself. What we want is the scroll view to have a content container style of a margin left of theme.space.sm. So my SM is 16. Yeah, perfect. After that, I want a bit more space. So I like to work with the margin bottom and not the margin top. So I'm gonna say SM also. And for the editor here, I'm gonna say size. I want that to be X large. And I want the font to be bold. But right now I have no font, so that's gonna be something we're gonna need to fix. So my fonts have base. I'm gonna go with weight bold. Like that, okay, for now. After that, I want the BG here to be white. Perfect. So we have this editor pick, and that's not gonna be editor pick, that's gonna be trending. Yeah. Trending. Okay. After that, what I want here, it's I want to give the user some stuff he maybe like. So the trending is gonna be like, for sure, that's gonna be like kind of Joe Rogan and stuff like that, because it's always the first one. But you see, like, yeah, what I want after that here, it's a list of those who you can maybe like. So maybe we can go just with the category for now, and after that change it. I really like this kind of category stuff. So what I'm gonna do, it's this thing here. I'm gonna convert that extract to a component. I'm gonna call that, hey Albert, oh thank you, I really appreciate. Yeah, I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna call that podcast card, podcast card, maybe for now. I don't know why I don't. I would like to be able to have a count, because yeah. And now here, that's gonna all be like that. So I can remove all of them. Like that. It's gonna be a React FC also. After that, what I want to do is to create the category one. So first here, I can delete this box. And now what I want to do, oh, thank you, Diego. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, the library have one issue. That was the theme stuff. I'm gonna fix that, but I really like it. It's really the same idea of Tailwind in the web. Categories. If you use it, let me know. Okay, now what happened? It's why my category is there. Okay, first I don't want this empty there. After that, what happened is, I think it's the center stuff. Okay, now I want this one here to have a MX 100. Okay, what happened now? I'm here. This one, have a BG of yellow. This one have a BG of blue. If I told this one to have a margin bottom of small, yeah, it worked. So this is what I want. Can now remove this BG stuff. But the categories, category, it's gonna be a React FC. Well, I'm gonna return here a box. And now with my React Native design utility stuff, I can say here I want a circle. And I can just provide him a size. And because I say here 100, 100, I'm going to use the same size. And now I'm going to put a BG of red also. And an MR of small. And now if I replace all of them with that, we have circle. After that, for the category, because you see the, I like this idea, okay? I can, no, not this one, the plus. You see, I like this idea of color like that. So the way this one's gonna work, it's, I want to receive an X and I'm gonna put 50. So what I mean by that, it's, here as a props for now, I want to be to receive a color. Where here I'm gonna receive the color. And now what I'm gonna do, it's also receive an icon. Oh shoot, yeah, no, this thing is gonna be a string. So here I'm gonna say feather icon. So name is gonna be equal to the icon. Size is gonna be for now 25. Color is gonna be color. But the thing I want to do with the color here, it's, so the color here is gonna be kind of, I use WebStorm. So the question is, why not VS Code? I use WebStorm for almost 2 years now. I was not using it before in my tutorial just because that was the tool everyone used, but because now I'm live streaming and this is kind of my own project, I use the tool I use in my project. And I just love much more all the JetBrains stuff. So here I'm gonna say, so example, okay, here I'm gonna receive, I don't know, like 333, 333. And I want, because as you can see, this thing is dark and the background is less opacity, so I can say 50. And now that's gonna give me 50% of that. So what I mean that I can do, it's const bg equal color 50 for now. So bg is gonna be bg like that. And now what that means, it's now we need some icon. And for now I'm gonna almost use always the same. I don't want to go too much in that because it's this where when I'm losing a lot of time on this one, I should not, because for the MVP stuff. But I just want to get the basic UI thing, and I don't even know which one to. You know, I'm gonna put Artman P. We're gonna stop there. So all of them gonna have the icon equal earth, and for the color that's gonna be theme.color red. Should be good now. Perfect. And now we want the circle to center the thing they have, and it's too big, 50 I think, to 75. Yeah, okay. And after that, what did he make? So he put the title at the bottom. So here we should have like another box. Even here that should be a box. Here I will have a box with a text, and for now I'm gonna say education. Something we can update later. And so the size, that's gonna be extra small. Oh, it's not really small. So text, okay, I don't have it. So extra small, I'm gonna say it's 12. I need to refresh because this thing, it's a provider on top. Dot refresh don't take it. So perfect. And now I can say here center. Okay. What happened? It's because of the size. This one should have the margin right. Yeah, we're good now, and a bit MB4, and I don't think we have this MB4 space. We have XS. I'm gonna say 2XS, and I'm gonna go with 4. So now 2XS is gonna be here. I need to refresh because the team need to pick it. Perfect. No, we're good, like that. Perfect. We have the trending category. That's perfect. Now we want to get the iTunes API to work. So here I'm gonna just commit that. I'm gonna say add basic UI to home screen. Yeah. Okay. One sec. We did forget to commit the tab navigation. Add vector icon. And after that, here I can commit my theme in my home screen. So add basic UI to home screen. So now we want to get the stuff from the iTunes stuff, and oh shit, the prettier stuff, it's not what I want. So it's not mine. So they say bracket spacing, I want true. So what I mean, it's not what I want. A bit more space, we can breathe a bit. So okay. We have a trending, we have a category, perfect. Now we want to be able to fill that with the real image coming from the Apple podcast API. So, okay, so podcast, you see, is right there, podcast. So what we want to search is that. So what I'm gonna create, it's a services, and inside that I'm gonna say iTunes API services. It's gonna be a class. Here I'm gonna have private base URL. After that, here what I want to do. So I'm gonna export default. The thing is here, Yeah, I want this one to be quite smart and cache his own stuff. But the way I'm gonna work for now, it's okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export cons iTunes equal new iTunes. For now, we don't really gonna care about that, but I'm gonna have here a public search where here I'm gonna receive a term. It's gonna be a string. So search podcast, we're gonna make more sense. So the way that works, is you need to pass your parameter entity. So you see podcast. So entity. So I think what I need to do, it's here now. It's gonna be my cons URL. It's gonna become my base URL. Entity slash podcast. I don't need that. Entity podcast. And I want the n term equal term. After that here, what I want to do, so the best thing is to test it. I don't remember how that looks like. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new in my personal called podcast. It's gonna be personal. I don't care about that. Here I'm gonna say slash entity equal podcast and term equal full stack radio. It's a podcast I like. And we get work. Here I want content. No, here it's the I want headers. Content type JSON. Accept. What the heck? Why they? I mean, so it worked. So you see, that was pretty simple. So I search a term. They give me the one. Here we have the feed URL. We have the at work and everything. The thing is now here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the object. I'm gonna copy everything. And I'm gonna go to a website called JSON to TypeScript. I'm gonna paste that. I'm gonna take everything. I don't care about that. I don't care. So the result is gonna be podcast. Okay. Collection date string. Here we have iPodcast. So here's the interface. Maybe should have called that types. Ah man. Types. Okay. So iPodcast. Now what we want to do, it's when we search a podcast. So we're gonna use fetch while we pass this URL. The method's gonna be get, even if I know it's by default. We're gonna use it like that. So here we're gonna receive the response. After that, I want the response in JSON. And here I can as, and the way that's gonna work is inside the as we have results. So what that means, it's here we're gonna receive an object where we're gonna have result, where we're gonna have a podcast, iPodcast, array like that. And I can just return res.json the result, because what I want to return is that. And you say inside a promises, wrapping a promises. Yeah, like that. After that, if this thing don't work, yeah, I'm gonna push that to the front end. Perfect. We're gonna have iTunes API. I'm gonna surely use Mobex for that because we're gonna have so much stuff. But for now, the thing is, I'm gonna use something in French. So it's a podcast I like. It's on jazz, so it's a podcast about okay. The thing why I want that is because at least we're gonna get 3 stuff, or maybe I don't know, like what was the podcast? I mean, you can so the one I did like, and why I search is because so Dan Corlin or core history. So if I can search for Dan Corlin, what I'm getting, it's 3 stuff. Perfect. So that's gonna be the one we're gonna try. So inside the home screen, we're gonna add a use effect. Where here we're gonna use this iTunes API service, search podcast, darn Corlin. Oh yes, wow, syntax FM, that's okay. It's just because at least I want more than one. So if I say syntax FM, they're gonna give me just syntax. What they give us? Syntax radio. Where's boss? Yeah, so I'm gonna just type syntax. Thank you. So syntax. So now what I want to do here, it's here we're gonna receive the podcast. We're gonna say result, and here I'm gonna create my use effect for now. Podcast, set podcast, equal React use state, where here that's gonna be a iPodcast. iPodcast array. By default it's an empty one. Here we can just say set podcast to be podcast. And now here for the podcast card, this one's gonna receive a podcast. I'm gonna say no, I'm gonna destruct the podcast. Now here I'm gonna have an image. Source gonna be podcast that something like that. I don't know the BG. Source URI. And for now, I'm gonna do podcast that map podcast core podcast key. It's gonna be podcast that track ID. So something go wrong. Oh shoot, that was result. Oh my god. Okay, it worked. And I know it worked, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna console log podcast. Now we're gonna get that. Okay, it's a mess. So this thing work. Now what I can do is I can just take artwork. So I see artwork 100. Oh shoot. Don't say. Okay, I'm gonna say 100 and not 600 because looks like okay, and this one don't like style flex 1. Okay. Okay, we write quite a lot. How did he make that? It's easy when it's not white like that, huh? So we need some kind of I need a radius. So border radius is gonna be temp.radius. So what is my radius? Radius x. Oh, okay, x small. Okay, now corner. Okay, and I want some shadow. Okay. So the way the lib work, it's you can have like this kind of shadow. Okay, so if I say shadow 1, that gonna so shadow 1. Okay, I don't like it. Will this be available after live stream? My internet is buzzing, and yeah, sure. That's gonna be on YouTube. That's gonna be on YouTube. I hope that's gonna work. But yeah, I told OBS to record, so I hope that's gonna work, and I'm gonna publish that right after. But yes, that's gonna be available. Typo in podcast. I don't. Okay, so now what happened is we have too much shadow. So I'm gonna change my here. So we use shadow offset with shadow opacity. I maybe just want 2. Need to refresh because it thought. Now you see, we kind of see like top and bottom stuff. So what happened is the height here should not be. So each podcast card, it's 100 by 100. And we put the shadow here, but we should put the shadow inside. Ooh, what my team shadow give me? Give me shadow color. Yeah, so looks like the background here. So board shadow color, shadow offset. With, if I say 1 and height of 1, and I say shadow opacity 0, I'm gonna go with 1 shadow color, and just to see it, we're gonna go with red, and shadow radius 12. Okay, yeah, the image don't get the shadow, but here I can. Okay, here we have a lot. So width, I want 0. Too much shadow here. Okay, now it looks better. Black 0.2. Okay, looks better. But it's cut here. You see, it's cut right there. It's because the card shadow cannot go further because of the. So what we should do is have another box, have that there. This one have the radius, but don't gonna have the margin. And this one, okay. Okay, more spacing. Okay, I don't like that. And what that, yeah, so oh, sorry. Sorry about that. So here, okay, we have more shadow. Looks good. Okay. So why I didn't need a 1.5? It's because here you add the height 1. Now if I say 100 like it was, now you see it just because the shadow get cut. So if I say 101, we get a bit more shadow. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep it like that for now. That's gonna be something we can fix later. It's not really what we need to focus. Now I'm gonna want to be able to click on one of them and to jump in their page. I don't like that. Let me 1 sec, okay? I'm gonna check one thing. Okay, what I'm gonna do, it's, I think, if I'm looking at, that was not a good idea to go with this. I think I like more a till than something like that. I can have till, I have some category at the top, and yeah, I have the, yeah, that's the thing. We have the trending, we have the category, and after that we can have the bottom here. If I have a search. Yeah, I like more the other way. So gonna be pretty simple to change. Yeah, much more simple than we think. I don't like that. I don't like this stuff here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just copy this one. I'm gonna create a podcast tile. And for this podcast, what I'm gonna do is I don't need the MR and stuff like that. So I don't even, yeah. I don't need the shadow. I'm gonna need the radius, but I don't need the shadow, so the style can go. After that, what I'm gonna do, so the thing, I'm gonna just copy this thing here, paste that below the categories. I'm gonna copy just this one, paste that below the category, so I'm gonna have another box, but this one don't gonna be horizontal. Okay. For now, I'm gonna uncomment this one. So all this box. For the category, we can do the same. Now I have that. Here, what I want, I don't care about the height. I don't care about the margin. Oh, it's not the good one. Okay. Okay. So their row. Text. Podcast. That title. Artist name. Oh, I know why. It's because we still use the... Okay. So here, what I'm gonna do, it's I don't want, so okay, BG red. Okay, so we see we have some margin left, so I don't want that. So what happened is this Scrollview have. After that, I don't want this to have a border radius. Oh, I mean, yeah. I want some spacing. I don't want the red. I want a margin bottom of small. After I want this one, yeah. If I think if I put a border radius here, I need to have a spacing left and right. Oh, a plus, thank you. Okay. What we need is a divider. Like that. Okay. So the MB should be with this box. Okay. Gray lighter. Okay. It looks a bit better, but now I want that to be center. Whoa. Center. So what is this thing here? So it's a row align center. Also this thing, you see, we're gonna need to truncate. So the beauty of, again, this one, it's, you see, first thing I have number of lines, so I can say 1. I don't want to go too much further than 1. Another thing, it looks like we go too much further here. So here that should be flex 1. So now we stop there. So we get the 3 dot for free because of the number of line. But the thing is, this thing, I don't want them to be center, but we keep it like that for now. I had too much time for that. So now that's the thing. It's, you see here, they give me an example. If we look for the West bus, they give us a feed URL. So if we search for that, you see they give us a XML back. So now that's the thing, that's the place where here, inside this XML stuff, we're gonna have the title, the pub date and everything. We're gonna also have the summary, the image of the current one. We also gonna have the title, the full description, and as you can see, the description, it's HTML. So we're gonna need to be able to render the HTML, because one thing I don't like about some of the podcast application we see, it's they don't use the HTML markup, like the markdown markup and stuff like that. So what happens, it's example, when you see link, you cannot even click on the link because it's not an anchor tag. And yeah, so that's the thing I want to do. But what I want to show you is, where do we find the audio? So here's the link. Here is the iTunes image that must be inside this iTunes stuff. Episode. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, that's not gonna be an easy one. So I need a stack. I need to put that. I need to have the search. We want to be able to search. We want to be able to do this. I want to be able to click and see. Now what happened is we centered that. So this thing is centered, it's just the divider is below. And here we put the margin bottom here, so here. So what we should do is having the margin bottom after this one also. And now we get some space. Like I say, we don't want the radius. And we should not even have margin bottom. Because now if you look, oh my god. Okay, now it's much better. Theme. Last thing I want to do for the design, just because gray like this. So this the thing I want, gray like this. Okay, good. Okay. Now I want to be able to click and jump to the page of the podcast. So I'm gonna call podcast screen at tsx. This one's gonna import React const podcast screen. It's gonna be a React functional component. Return box text podcast. Okay, like that. The thing it's now React navigation. We need the stack. With the stack, what you need to do is creating a stack. So inside my navigation, I'm gonna have the so that's gonna be inside the main navigation. Why? It's because we want to be able to open the podcast screen from anyone. The thing is how we can get the tab at the top of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go inside my tab navigation for now. I'm gonna create it right there, even if I'm gonna move it later. I'm gonna say here it's gonna be my home stack equal like that. Const home navigation, it's equal to this. And return home stack the screen, home stack the navigator, home stack the screen equal name. So I need to go to my route. Here that's gonna be podcast route that podcast, and component is gonna be podcast screen. So this home navigation here gonna need to be passed. Yeah, I know. If I do this, what happens? Another navigation is already for this container. You likely have multiple navigate under a single R screen. Make sure separate screen container. I want multiple navigation. I want multiple navigation. So what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do, it's this thing is brand new. I think it's like today. It came today before. It's just the thing. I know how to make it like simple. The thing it's so first this thing don't gonna work. Custom. So what I want is to have two, because it's maybe because I have the idea of the React Navigation 4. So what happened is when you put a navigation layer, like example, if I put this one inside the tab, now everything inside the tab can use it. So this is what I want to do. But the thing is, I need to pass it. I don't want to get kind of this model stuff, so I'm gonna put it back to my tab here. So this home navigation, you're gonna have home. It's gonna be home screen. And now I can put home navigation here. Okay. Looks good. Looks like what I want. So inside my home here, I don't need anymore this margin top. We see some space here. What made this little spacing? Okay, this thing I don't understand. Why? What is that? What is this thing here? So that BG brand. I know that don't gonna be that. Looks like it's my Scrollview. So I have my box flex one. That's the thing. You know what? I'm gonna delete everything here. Can we use it? Can we make it pretty simple? Perfect. Now I have it. Okay. Now when I click here, I jump back to this syntax one. So the podcast style, it's gonna be replaced this by touchable opacity. On press, we're gonna okay, can we use hook with this 5 hook? Navigate, moving between screen, windows, navigating to a new screen. We get the navigation props, navigation to rural. Okay, so we receive, I would have loved to have still hook. The search don't work or what? Oh. Yeah, new hook. I want that. Why do my autocomplete didn't get me? Use navigation. Oh my god. Yeah, it worked. So, it's not the artist name here I want. It's the track name, collection name, track name, syntax, collection name. What is that? Collection name, track name. Oh, it must be that track name. Okay, so syntax radio, syntax, testy, blah blah blah. So now, what that means? It's now this tab navigation stuff here. We're gonna have for the title, so option. Okay, so I want for the title, that's gonna be navigation. Oh boy, okay, navigation get params, so it don't work. So first thing I think is get params. So this option here give you the route and the navigation with any. So I'm really learning this thing in some time than you. So doc, header title guide. I want the header buttons, but I want the nesting. So this thing is the thing I want to check. Title option, using param in the title. Okay, so we get the route out. So that was route, not the, so route dot params dot podcast syntax. That's perfect. How can we type that? So I don't understand why the search don't working. They don't have TypeScript, type checking. Okay. Type checking screen. Nesting navigator. anything like that. Okay, so create root stack param list. Okay, we can type like that. So here, that meant not like that, but inside the home, we're gonna have a podcast. Not home, but inside the podcast, we're gonna have a podcast. It's gonna be I podcast. Now you see, so now I don't need route that param that podcast like that. Looks pretty good. Now this thing work. Okay, perfect. We have that. Now I don't like the name because here that should be route that podcast, and we should have route that home name. Type thing that I think about type never. Why you don't like it now? Undefined. So undefined. Profile. This is what they ask. They want to type. Object is possibly like that. Podcast track name, get it? Name. The type string is not accessible to type home and podcast. Shoot. Hey Van, hey, I remember you. Yeah, a long time I didn't live stream. So, hope you're doing well too. Okay. So he looks like if I want to type this one, I need to type it like that. Okay. Not sure if I like it, but we're gonna go with what they ask. Okay. So I don't like that because now my route is doing nothing like my not. It's okay. Well, now we have that. What I can do. What we can do now. So I'm able to move from them. Title is really long. So we need to truncate that. Okay. I'm gonna create a new file for that. Gonna go some TDD here, so test / text dot t test dot ts. So if text is longer than the should if longer hey, thank you. If longer then I'm bad in English, so then I'm not sure. So what I want is to have a function called truncate. I passed the string whatever, so cons expected here to be hello world hello like that. 10 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Then 5 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Truncate hello world, you expect that. So if I say hello world 5 and to be expected. If I run my test, gonna fail because truncate don't exist. If I rerun my test, failed because truncate is not defined because I need to import it. To be null cannot read to be, so what happens is now here I need to receive the string. I also need to receive the max, and also need to receive here the suffix. So string is gonna be string, max gonna be a number, and suffix gonna be a string. And this one's gonna be like that because by default it's gonna be 3 dot. Suffix okay. Now here what we want to do is to, if the str.len is bigger than max, so if it's not bigger, I'm gonna start that. If it's not bigger or equal, we return in not change at all. So here we expect to return a string. Else, now we need to splice things. That's the name splice. Thing it's splice substring. Yeah. So what we want to do here is to say return str.substring from the beginning from to the length. So here that's gonna be that, and we want to add the suffix. text to be, oops, LOL. Now we're up 5, so I say 5. Yeah, that's good. That should be 7. Hello. LOL. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it was good. So finally it's me here. My test was good, not my... Perfect. And... that's gonna be the only test I need to do for this one. Now here I'm gonna use it. Truncate. And I want, I don't know, 20. And now that give me, yeah. Okay, this won't work. Perfect. Okay, so we have that one. Now I'm here. And if we look to here our type podcast, we have, so feed URL. So yeah. So I'm gonna create another services for getting feed URL services. Again, this one, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, because I want to have class here because we're gonna keep some state inside the class, but maybe I'm gonna manage that to be from Mobex. So public get feed URL string, and the plan here. So this thing's gonna be async. We're gonna have a fetch. Right here, we're gonna have the res. We pass it the feed URL. Again, here I'm gonna just pass the method. After that, here I want to have the JSON. I cannot have the JSON. Yeah, that's the thing. It's now the res. Res gonna be. We need to get the text from that. Text. And we're gonna console log res text to see what we get, okay? Now if I go to podcast screen, use navigation, get use param, use route. What use route give us param list base. Cannot type that. Use route, take a param, extend the route props. Profile screen, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm sure they want to be an object like podcast type record string route pick route. Profile screen route. Why did it create profile screen route? Okay, so this is what you need. So type podcast screen route props equal route props. And you need the root stack. So okay, so podcast. For now, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna change all that later. And we need the name of the route here after that. Podcast. After I can pass this here. And now, just to make sure it works. There it works. So now here, that's going to be flex 1, BG white. I want at the top left, what I want is the box with an image. Yeah. PR small. Okay, that's gonna be the thing. Now here I need to fetch the feed. Okay, so and now that's the thing I'm not quite sure. So here we're gonna have our use effect. We're gonna have our feed URL services where we can get feed param podcast feed URL. This thing gonna give us a result, and we don't know the result yet. But if I run that, now what that give us? A really big XML stuff. So now we need to parse this XML thing. And I don't remember. So React-Native XML. So I think that's kind of why Okay. Get by element tag. That's the thing we need to do. So I'm gonna commit there. It's a really big commit. I don't like that, but basic stack navigation to podcast screen. Again, for those who want the repo, the link is there. I'm gonna push those things. Okay. Now what I want to do, it's gonna be, so we need to parse, but I think that's not something I like to do in the front end, because that's kind of why like I'm maybe gonna want to have like a Golang server for doing that. Because right now the thing is that's gonna make my life so hard in the front end. And gonna take some memory, a good amount of memory, just parse that from the mobile side. I'm just asking myself if I want to install this library and try it. One thing I'm afraid also is the fact that maybe the feed URL don't gonna look like the same. So that's kind of why, like, if you look at this one, those were gonna be really important for us is gonna be all the stuff with iTunes. And after that, where you get the items, this is where you get the link. So we're gonna use the library. And so, yeah, man, that's... do we have, so React-Native RSS parser 655 42 iTunes element. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna try that. So React-Native RSS parser. I'm gonna do this from here. Yes, we have types. You see type sync, it's awesome. So the post install type sync, they're gonna install that for me. Now, so here we have the text. Then we want to return RSS parser that parse with the res text. Like that. So now here we're gonna receive the result as what we are supposed to get. So the result here, you see, you get this thing you need. So I'm gonna say yeah, set feed. I'm not sure about that. React use state, and here that's gonna be, so this thing gave us a feed. So if I go here and I say a feed, by default it's gonna be none. Gonna try the flows here. Boom, loading, we get that, perfect. I want to show descriptions. So here, if I say feed the description. Oh shoot, yeah, text. Boom, full stack, perfect. So here we can have an empty, not empty, here MB small. Full stack. Here we can have like a px of small. Looks weird because of this, but it's okay for now. Then here I want the list of each so scroll view. Here we're gonna have a feed the items, the map item. We're gonna have a box where here we're gonna have a key. It's gonna be item.id, and here we're gonna have another box, maybe a text item.title. Okay, we have that now. That should be all scroll view. It should be all a scroll view, like all that. Maybe here. What is the what? I am so bad. So now this thing scroll, and now okay, all the scrolling. A box here, we're gonna have a BG Okay, now we get all of them. And now yeah, like that, image, URI, item.iTunes, image, style, flex 1, age 50, width 50. And for the what you don't like, feed description. Okay, so it's pretty hard, it's not. Okay. Okay, we get all of them now. Now you see, now you're gonna become messy and hard on the device because we have so many stuff here. Okay, it's crazy big. So I think like they have like, so you see like 0 and they must have like 120 episodes. So we're gonna need to have some kind of caching for this image, because it's gonna be crazy hard on the device, and it's gonna be worse on the smaller device, not the smaller device, but those devices who it's pretty old. So that's gonna be the plan we're gonna do in the next video. I think I'm gonna stop there for today. What we want to do in the next episode, so then I don't know if that's gonna be tomorrow or something like that, but what I want to do, it's to be able to cache the image. So we're gonna make use of a fast image. So React-Native fast image. So that's gonna be the thing to add performance image in React-Native. So they're gonna cache, and why it's pretty performant is because they use the SD web image and glide in Android. So that's gonna be the thing we're gonna add. After that, we want to be able to play. So after we are able to play something and be able to pause, forward and stuff like that, and downloading the stuff, now after that we can focus on the design. Right now the design is really bad, and the reason it's bad is because we need to know how that's gonna work first before we go further. And I don't have the design yet, so we still check those things here, like this ops lab stuff, and we can focus on the design after that. It's just I want that to work first. Thing for just, I don't know, like how much time we are streaming right now, maybe 3 hours. But yeah. So in the next episode, this is what we want to do. And trust me, that's not gonna look like that because right now I don't like the design, but yeah, we're gonna be able to play. So for those who did miss it, that we're gonna use React-Native track player. That's gonna be the one we're gonna use. So you see, finally it's gonna be pretty simple, because what we need to do is just get a track player. We need to set up the player. So I think we're gonna set up the player at the beginning of the app. After that, we are going to be able to add track to it and call play and pause and forward and stuff like that from this. And you see here the URL that's going to be require track mp3. And if you remember, if we look inside Postman, if we look here inside an item, we have the link here. So just to make sure that we have it, I'm gonna console log here. Link by saying item not links. And what they give us. You see, we get all the MP3 stuff. And this MP3 is going to be able to run here. They can play caching support, cache media file to play them again without an internet connection. And we are able to local or network file or stream. It doesn't matter where the files belongs. So we're going to be able to stream. So my plan also is going to be to do SQLite React Native So we're gonna be able to store stuff offline, because that's the thing about a podcast. It's someone download and they want to use it offline. So that's gonna be the thing we're gonna make use. So I hope you enjoyed this day one. In 3 hours, this is what we've done. We did set up everything in using TypeScript also. We did set up the icon. We did put 4 tabs. We did put some screen. We are able to fetch from the iTunes stuff, and we are able to click on a link and fetching the feed URL and parse that. And you see, it's bad. It looks bad, I mean, but we did a lot. So I'm gonna push the latest commit we've done. So get feed and parse them. So I'm gonna push that to GitHub. Again, the repo link, it's this one here. So don't forget that to follow or subscribe, or also on Twitter if you want to know when I'm gonna stream back stream the next time. And yes, so, and I'm gonna publish the video on YouTube. I hope that's gonna work. And have a good day, everyone. Bye.